Thank you for listening to another episode of the Upstate Golf Guys Podcast, where 518 golfs the Cape. We hope you enjoy. Welcome back to another episode of the Upstate Golf Guys Podcast. This week, we are doing things a little different. Usually, we are dropping the Golf Week spotlight at this time, but I am going to give this episode to a dear, dear, dear person of mine, dedicated to him, I shall say. My uncle, my friend, one of my best friends, John P Morizio. That's what this episode is going to be all about. We just had a tournament a couple days ago in his name, and it was a huge hit. It was a huge hit. I am going to have the winning team on in a little while, but before we get to that, I have Tracy, the daughter of the man, John Morizios, on with me. Tracy, what's going on?
Hey, everybody. How are you? Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming. And I know we're almost to your bedtime, so I wanted to get this recording going. Man, what a success Saturday was, huh?
It was beyond words. It was phenomenal. It was an amazing, beautiful day. I could not have asked for a better day.
Absolutely.
It was perfect. It was
And the
perfect.
turnout, I mean, the weather. So number one, we were praying for good weather for months ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
What happened there? I mean, we had a picture perfect golfer's dream.
John came through. John
Yes,
came through.
yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
it was, listen, there was even nice breeze when it got a little warm. There was a nice breeze that came through to cool us off. It was literally, everybody out there will tell you that the temperature was perfect for us
I
out there
totally
golfing.
agree.
It was amazing.
I totally
It truthfully
agree.
was. And then the turnout, I mean, it was three
That
times the amount. I mean, it
blew
was,
my
listen,
mind.
we had people traveling cross country. We had family traveling cross country. Absolutely amazing, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Yeah.
amazing. Let me bring out my family right there. That is my dear cousins. Tracy, why don't you name them from left to right?
Okay, so left to right. So in the blue sweater, that is our cousin Anthony.
Yep.
And then in the blue shirt, that's our cousin Jimmy.
Yep.
And then, or Jim. And then Renee, Gail, our cousin Kate, and our cousin Mark.
Right.
So
So I get
they
confused a little
are,
bit. Okay.
yeah, so they are, so the older ones, they are our dad and your mom's first cousins. So their mom is our grandfather's sibling.
Gotcha.
And so
Gotcha.
Kate and Anthony, they are our third cousins.
Second or whatever, yeah, third cousins.
Yeah, third
However,
cousins. Yeah.
it's a lot of
Yep.
math there, Trace. A lot of math, but
I know.
the bottom line is they came here for John.
Yeah.
And your dad, and they knew he was a special man, and that's what this is all about. It turned out to be almost a mini family reunion, which is beautiful.
Amazing.
Which is amazing. Absolutely, man.
It did my heart a lot of good. A lot of good.
Yeah,
and
I know it did.
our great aunt Teresa was there.
Yep.
Which blew my mind.
Yep.
She's our our grandfather's sister.
Yep.
So that was a special treat.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was really just an amazing day. I mean, I want to apologize to anybody the morning of, because I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off. And I'm sure everybody knows how I am by now. I'm a little bit of a maniac. And I mean well. I promise you, I mean well. But we had a lot going on the morning of. But I had people yelling at me. You know, it was. And I told Mikey, I said, "Thank God we're out on the course right now, buddy. I'm at my safe spot," because no, it was like I was hearing it, and it was all hellos. It was, Melissa, my doctor. She wanted to introduce me to her new friend and her team. And then it was some of the out of towner cousins had questions. And, I felt like I was just all over the place. But once I got to my first hole, and I told Mikey, I said, "Man, so I'm at my safe place now. I'm on the golf course." Yeah.
Safe zone.
Yeah, it was. So again, I apologize if I came off as rude when, like, if anybody was asking me questions the morning of, or somehow, sometimes I just come across as with my loud voice, and not bossy. I don't want to say bossy, but we just wanted to get shit done that morning.
Absolutely.
And, you know what I mean? Get the ball rolling.
You have to figure, with all of everything that was happening, and you and I were the two coordinators. So we were the 2 point of contacts for all of the players there, all of our volunteers. So it's a lot, but the good thing is that everyone was patient. Everyone was understanding. They were just there to have a really good time, and it happened. Everyone had a fantastic day.
And I know
pleased.
Josh, so shout out Josh over at Freer Park, because he's been working with me 6 months ahead, since we booked. And he's been planning this thing out with me, helping me out. And he said, we want to get this thing done in 4.5 hours at the beginning, because they do have a schedule. They want to get other golfers down in the afternoon. And we got a big tournament done in under 5 hours, Trace. That is huge. So that was a success. I mean, we had our cousins out there in front of us. I asked Josh, I said, "Is it okay if they play together? They really want to play together." He said, "As long as they keep up with everybody, absolutely. That's what this thing is all about. Let people have fun with this." But we were under 5 hours, and actually the people that I've spoke to that are in the golf world, they said, "I've never really played in benefit tournaments at that pace of play." It was a great pace of play. We all basically came in at the same time. But then we'll get to the food. I have a little.
Do you really want to do that?
We came in, and it's everything was good. I want everybody listening that next year will be different. I want everybody listening. We were told that it was, unlimited pizza and wings, that they
and salad
that they just kept bringing it out. I was a little disappointed in that, because, and it's not the pizza I thought it tasted great, but I only had one piece because I was leaving the rest for everybody else that was hungry coming in. And I had about 3 or 4 groups coming up to me, and like, they're my friends. They're like, "Hey, Anth, where's the food? Where's the pizza?" And the bottom line is, they couldn't keep up with 104 golfers. They couldn't. They didn't plan right. I don't know the story. I mean, listen, if I ran a pizza place, I would have had 20 of those pizzas basically 90% cooked, and you just throw them in, heat them up. They did not execute that plan very good. But I want the listeners and everybody that paid to eat to know next year there will definitely be food for you
Right.
when you guys come in, because however we do it, it's going to be a little different. I
Absolutely.
apologize.
And
Yes,
that's
go ahead,
what we
Trace.
do every year. We try to improve on things every year. We add little things here and there. And the same thing with food. We try to improve on it every year. But the thing, like you said, the thing is that you and I, as the coordinators, the originators, we feel that they weren't prepped. The food was delicious, but they weren't able to keep up with the volume of people that were there. And to those who were not able to, have more than one piece or slice of pizza and a couple of wings, we apologize. We were just under the assumption, like every else was, that it was going to be at your disposal. Like it was just going to be a continual feed, not just,
Right.
4 pans.
And another thing that upset me was, again, this guy runs his business how he wants. Knowing our tournament, the money he made on us, he should have closed off the restaurant to us. He opened it up, and when I walked in, he's like, "Oh, sorry, I got hit with hockey players cooking their pizza up." Like, I felt a little disrespected that they were taking care of it, which is whatever. I mean, they had the doors open. They had the doors open for these people at that point. It is what it is. They wanted to eat, and it wasn't on the hockey families that wanted to eat. He should have closed the door so he could have, dealt the full attention to us, basically. And he was a little overwhelmed.
Right. And we understand that, they have to make their money too, on all ends, not just our tournament. They have to make their money too. But, as paying customers, we had everything planned out months in advance. We had the head counts. We told them how many people were coming. So it was just a little less than we expected. And
100%. And again, I want everybody to know this. The Park Pub and Freer Park Golf Course are two totally different businesses.
Right.
Really wish there's something I could do. It's just out of my hands. But let's focus on all the compliments we had on the golf course, Trace. You had a lot of people coming in. No, wait, you had people coming out of town. What did they all say? Go ahead.
They said that the course was one of the best looking courses that they've ever played. It was phenomenal. They're coming back next year just to play on this course and of course see us and support our charity. But their minds were blown with the course. Even local family and friends, they were just amazed by the course.
Shout out Greg Tudor and the rest of the crew over there, because they take pride in that. They really do.
Right.
It is, when I said this is now our home in Troy, New York, and the announcements, Josh knows it. He knows it. He knows how beautiful the course is after they just dropped a ton of money into it. And I mean, the place is truly a gem. It is I joke around. It's like, it's my country club. It's I'll never have the money to be a member at a country club. But I think Freer Park Golf Course is in as good as shape as Troy Country Club. And
it's gorgeous.
I'm putting it out there.
Gorgeous.
Listen, I'm challenging you people over at Troy Country Club to keep up with Freer Park, because listen, I always joke too with the new regime over there at Troy. They got to give Greg Tudor and company a raise and keep him over at Freer Park.
Absolutely.
We cannot lose those guys, because I'll tell you what. I mean, I know you don't really know because you were not in the golf world. I wish your dad was still around to talk to him about it, because he played it. The course back in like the 2011, 12, before Greg came and took over. It was a laughing stock. It was everyone's like, I'm not going over there to play. Let's play. The place is a dump,
Right.
And
well, the money that they put into it well worth it.
Well worth it.
All of their time and energy and planning, it's paid off. It really,
Yep.
really has. Yep.
Absolutely. We had
Agreed.
We had an episode for any of the listeners, if they're interested, to go back with Mark Munjum. He was the architect who came on board to Fore Park, and it was really interesting to hear Mark's knowledge and IQ. He said that the bones were here. He said the bones of the course. He said, like, when I walked around, I said, this is really a cool layout of a golf course. And then Troy just dumped a bunch of money in, and because they realized Fore Park is one of the top revenues of Troy. You know, so it's, you know, everybody loves golf. You can't get a tee time over there.
Absolutely. Yep.
So yeah, they just realized, let's turn this place into a gem. Let's turn this place into a gem. They really did. It's so beautiful. It is. So, like, I joke. They don't even listen. I don't need food at the turn over there at Fore Park. I tell Greg, they have a little hut over there at the 9th hole, and it's empty. Like, nobody's ever in there serving food. You know, it's like, I always joke. I said Fore Park doesn't need they don't need a snack shop, or they don't need any of that. You know, because the course is good enough, man. We'll bring our own snacks. We'll bring our own food for now until they figure out. Until they figure out the new ownership over there at the Park Pub, because that's, you know, that's another whole story. But we won't get into that. We'll keep the good positive thoughts of Saturday. But Trace, we had an amazing, like, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna up the scholarship fund a couple $100? What are we gonna do?
I would love to do that, because with the amount of players that we had, we were able to, you know, cover all of our costs, you know, for golfing, you know, all the greens fees and all of that, lunch. And we were able to cover the cost for the scholarship and, you know, have startup for next year. But I would love, and I know you would love, to increase the scholarship for a senior that's graduating in Tamarac in June 2025. I think that would be.
Let's do it. I think
that would be phenomenal.
News right now. We're dropping the news.
Yeah,
listen,
we're increasing it.
Economy is tough. Since we started this thing, when we announced it was going to be $1,000, you know, maybe they could afford a laptop for $1,000 at the time, 5-6 years ago. But let's up it. What do you want to do? 1,500, 1,200? What do we? You tell me.
Let's go 1,200.
Okay.
And see if we can increase it next year.
Absolutely.
I think 1,200 is a great idea, because, you know, some of the students that we've been able to help, they've been first generation students. So, you know, and their parents are, you know, very hard workers. So I know for a fact from the thank you cards that we've received from the scholarship winners that everything that we've been able to provide so far has been appreciated and very well spent.
So Trace, I'm not sure if all of my listeners know exactly what the scholarship fund is. And I'm not sure if everybody's was at the tournament for your announcement. So why don't you basically go down your notes from Saturday and say what our tournament is all about and where the money goes?
Yeah, absolutely. So back in March of 2019, that is when my dad passed away from stage 4 liver cancer. And it was a huge, extremely huge loss for the entire family and his friends. And it was just, it's a loss that we still feel very deeply to this day. So we wanted to do something to, you know, to remember him by. And, you know, the suggestion was made, what about doing a golf tournament? That's besides skiing and his family, that was one thing that he truly cherished and loved. He loved being out on the golf course. So we, you know, reached out to Tamarac High School and said, okay, you know, how do we get this started? And they were so receiving of that, or receptive of that. And so we didn't know how much we were going to be able to do at the time, that we had our first tournament that year. And we were able to give $1,000 scholarship. And so We have certain criteria for the scholarship. The student has to be a graduating senior, male or female, going into a trade, going to college for a trade, because dad. Yeah,
Yep.
he was a contractor, and
The best,
he
by the way.
the best. No one can compare. I'm sorry, but no one can compare.
Nope.
But he was a jack of all trades, and so we wanted to, keep his memory alive by, helping out students who are going to college for a trade, or just, going, into a program for a trade. And what better way to do that than one, hold a golf tournament in dad's name, and then provide a scholarship for a student. Dad was always, very supportive of, like, little league teams. He sponsored little league teams through his company. He was
always
just
supportive of the small guy and the small
absolutely,
businesses, which I
absolutely,
loved and I admired of him.
absolutely.
But one thing I remember about your dad, I have to say the story. It's funny because he did a ton of work for RPI, which is
Mhm,
your place of employment. Shout out
mhm,
RPI.
mhm.
What was the building that he had a big part of over there?
So, well,
The
he
the
had
new
his
building.
hands, yeah, he had his hands in on a lot of buildings. So, he was a subcontractor for RPI. And whenever they had projects to do, he would be hired to do the projects. And he did such great work that faculty and staff, they wanted him to come back because he did such phenomenal work.
I know they loved
So
him over there.
one of his biggest accomplishments was over in the Darren Communication Center, or DCC for short. And he made this, gosh, I forgot how long it was, but it's a floating bench. And for those who haven't seen it, or they don't know what goes into making a floating bench, it takes time. It takes it takes a lot of math
Mental
and
skill, just
mental skill and precision. And when I say precision, I mean not a centimeter can be off on this.
mhm.
And he would work on it at home, and he finally made it. And they had a huge unveiling um, a few years ago. I still have the video of it,
Yep.
and they complimented him and his work. And I can't probably half of the campus showed up to see the
That's
unveiling
great. You have
of
to
the
send me
floating
that
bench.
video so I can
I
clip
will.
it to this, what
I
we're
will.
talking about. But anyways, I want
I
to go
will.
back to the story I remember. And
Yeah.
it's funny because your dad did so much work for a college that he truly loved, but he said he used to always sit there with his buddy and have lunch, and he
Mhm.
would sit there and he would do the math with 4
Mhm.
kids. And listen,
Mhm.
your dad comes from a hard working, week to week, make sure
Mhm.
my kid eats,
Mhm.
right, make sure my family gets taken care of. But
Mhm.
he was definitely not a millionaire. And
No.
he used to sit there and he said, I used to sit there and I'd count 4 of these students that went to
Mhm.
RPI,
Mhm.
and I'd figure out how much money that was for just 4 students
Mhm.
for the 4 years. He did the
Mhm.
math.
Mhm.
And it was a lot of money, like a
A
lot of
lot
money.
of money, and it's even
So
a lot more now.
right. So, and again, he was always supportive of that and pushed that for the people that believed in that. But
Mhm.
with the shoe on the other foot, he
Mhm.
was more supportive
Mhm.
of what he did for a living. And he used to always
Absolutely.
say that we're always going to need electricians. We're
Mhm.
always going to need our carpenters. We're always going to need
Mhm.
plumbers. We're always going to need our hairdressers. We're always going to
Absolutely.
need, right? I mean, think about it.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
he always pushed that trade for the
Mhm.
kids. He
Mhm.
really did.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Dad, above and beyond all of that, I know that we're like, oh, he did this and he did that and he did this, but Dad was very, very humble, and he hated the spotlight. So when they did the unveiling for that, he was so
Hated it.
uncomfortable because he was just so humble about his work, because
Yes.
that doing something like that just came naturally to him. And while he put in a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, it was just something he did.
He
It was
believed.
just another.
I
Right. It
still
was
don't
just
know
another
how he
project.
Trace. I don't know how he would even feel about this tournament we do for him in his name.
Oh, I do, because I was talking to Rob Carney, which was his old boss.
Yep.
And we were both joking that if Dad could have seen everything that was happening on Saturday, he'd be like, no, way too much. Way too much.
Yes.
Just
yeah.
he would be over in the corner like, nope,
Yep.
nope. Because
Yep.
he hated the spotlight. He was very humble, and yeah, it's actually kind of funny because he it was never very glitzy or very showy with money or anything like that.
Never. Except wait, the only time. Listen, don't go to Laporto's on a Friday night with my dad and Jerry and John, whoever's turn it was to pay. God damn it!
Yeah,
don't let them
no.
because you'll hear them arguing across the street the way they used to go. It was like a pride thing, who paid with those two, right?
Absolutely. And I think they looked forward to it at the end of each dinner. I really do. They went at it. Yeah. I can still hear it now, but I think it's funny because how Dad was so humble, and here we are, having this amazing golf tournament in his name, and we're raising so much money in honor of him, and we both know that he would be like, nope, way too much.
But again, look what at the end of the day what we are doing and helping
absolutely
helping a kid out that truthfully needs it. I mean,
hands down.
Now a 1200, that's going to buy a kid a laptop going to college. That's going to buy the kid, you know what I mean? Absolutely. I love it.
It's yes. And having the tournament is one thing, but having the scholarship in his name is another, and it's just an additional way to keep his memory alive, and to have family and friends come to the tournament. It's there almost like one time of the year to share stories about Dad and to talk about Dad and just to have fun. And that's what I think everyone looks forward to every year, is just 100%. To do this, in Dad's name. So,
and then I just want to give a shout out to my girls. On the screen.
We're amazing. We have
First
Sarah.
of all, go right down the list. Yes.
Yeah. So there's Sarah, Sarah Yeto, Sean Kwasniak, Miss Andrea, Linda Kramarchak, my mom, Charlene Morizios, your mom, Cindy Farina, and you and I. Yep. Sean and Sarah, I went to high school with. I grew up with ever since grade school. And Linda, I used to work with her at RPI before she had the nerve to retire. And I, put out a call. I was like, hey, are you going to be available? Would you mind volunteering? And yes, absolutely. No problem. They were right on it. So I don't think Saturday would have went so smooth or as smooth if it wasn't for all of everybody in that picture.
Absolutely. And I will apologize to all of them again who was in on our meeting, because I got yelled at by not only Tracy, my wife, my mom. The only one that was sticking up for me was, of course, who do you think was sticking up for me? I'll give you one guess.
Maya.
No. That was
your
the wrong
dad?
guess. No, your mom.
Oh, really?
Charlene was sticking up for her little Anthony.
Oh, her
Come
little
on.
Anthony. Gosh, the
Come on.
sun rises and sets in you. You can do no wrong in her
You
eyes.
know that, but I got a little obnoxious on our video chat when we were trying to basically, well, all right, I'm gonna this is my podcast, so I'm gonna speak and I'm gonna talk, Trace.
Fair enough.
Talk? Can I talk? Is now my time?
Go ahead.
We had clear directions, and I said at the very beginning, I said, and the only way this is gonna go smooth, I said, and Tracy and I both had this discussed the day before how this was gonna go. So basically, Tracy was going to go over how the whole thing was gonna go, and there was going to be questions and answers after. So at the beginning of it, I said, all right, everybody have a pen and pad. I said, there will be questions and answers after for everybody after Tracy does her thing. And then I said, just so there's not background noise or anything, I'm going to mute everybody's mic, including mine. Right.
Yes.
So then what I don't do these meeting things, Tracy. You do, and everyone else does. So what happened halfway through the meeting?
What happened was when I was explaining everything, I had said if my directions are not clear, if I need to clarify something, then let me know.
Okay.
And so apparently what I was saying
wasn't clear. Okay.
Because again,
it.
In our defense, in your defense and mine, we have talked about the tournament for months. We've done this before. You play golf. It's, we're in this. So our volunteers, it's new to them.
All of a sudden the hands started going up.
That's when the hands started going up and they were asking questions. And and
then Anthony, who is a little bit of a wise ass and a loud voice.
Yes.
Got responsive. After it was more to my mom though, because like I felt like I don't know. Anyways, yes, I got mouthy.
You were a little. I would say you were a little too comfortable.
All right.
But everybody, it ended up being fine.
The morning of, I gave hugs and
yes, everything. Yes, it's just a different way of communicating. But let's not.
No, they were all
beat
awesome.
A dead horse.
Come on, I'm bringing it up a joke. Obviously, they all know me by now, and I love them. That's why I brought them the picture of them up, and we would have. You hit the nail on the head. We would have not been able to do the day without them. There's no question. There's no question at all. But Trace, the one thing that I'm looking here that I screwed up is I don't have a picture of your dad. I'm bringing up pictures of everybody that played, and I wish I had a picture of your dad on the laptop. And I don't, and I'm kind of regretting that now, but it's too late. But
that's okay.
Other than that, is there anything you would like to say to all the listeners other than thank you, which we've definitely thanked everybody a million times, but what do you got to say, girl?
So besides a thank you, I just want to say, Saturday, it warmed my heart. It truly did. You saw a lot of returning faces, a lot of new faces, and to see new faces come back or to start and the returning faces keep coming back every year, it means a lot. It means that we're doing something good, and it does. It truly means a lot. Even if you didn't know my dad, it makes an impression. We had a fun day. We had a great day. We're going to obviously do it again next year. So keep an eye out for some changes, some good changes, some exciting changes.
We're always open for suggestions too. We're always open.
Absolutely.
We got an open suggestion box. So shoot us a message, Tracy or I.
Yep.
Yeah. For sure.
It's a great day. Again, thank you to everyone that showed up, and everyone who just complimented the way that the day went. It was very meaningful. and it was great. And
Absolutely.
I'm really excited for next year.
I already am too. But let's take a little breather.
Yeah.
Let's take a little breather.
All right.
You know, and
Thanks, everyone.
it was a wonderful turnout, and
yes,
we're gonna take a little short intermission. We're gonna give our sponsors a shout out, and we're gonna be back with our winners of the event, the Fore Horsemen. So stay tuned, everybody.
All right. Thanks, Ann.
Hey, Mike, you know anybody does any roofing?
Actually, I do, Raj.
Who you got for me, man?
Dude named Tom Murphy did my boss's roof. Actually does hands-on work.
Gets right up there on the roof, huh? The owner of the company?
Yeah, he does. Knows his shit, too.
That's awesome, man. Is this Thomas Paul Construction?
Yep, that's him.
Man, I heard nothing but good things about them. I'm actually on their Facebook page right now looking up some things. The pictures, the aerial view, they're really cool. He gets up there with the drone. You can see the before and afters of some of the work they've done. Go check them out on Facebook. They're a new sponsor here, the Upstate Golf Guys, so make sure you guys go support Thomas Paul Construction, Roofing and Siding. Thomas Paul Construction LLC is a full-service construction company who specializes in roofing and siding, covering the greater capital region. You can reach them at 518-308-6794. Once again, 518-308-6794. Make sure to go check out their Facebook page, see some pictures of what they've done in the past, and let them know the Upstate Golf Guys sent you.
And we are back after that short intermission with the tournament champions, the Fore Horsemen. Starting off with the captain of the team, Adam Cahill. What's up, brother?
How you doing?
I'm doing great. And then we got the second man in command who was he was here last year. This is their second time winning. Gio Femia. What is up, Giovanni?
What's going on, everybody?
Oh, not much. And then a newcomer to the team this year, Matty Wilgocki, a flight champion. What up, kid?
What's going on, man?
Not a lot, man. And then we are missing the man that I really wanted on here, but I just found out that it is his birthday. So I am sure he is going ham, which I hope he definitely deserves. The fourth, I'll just say Paulie Proshop, a.k.a. Thomas Mayone. He couldn't make it. Maybe he'll join us after. But what is up, Adam?
Nothing much. How's it going? Just relaxing. Get ready to leave tomorrow.
Absolutely. Going to Hilton Head, heading south, brother, for our big national tour event. But let's focus on what went down on Saturday, my man. What did you think of the fucking course, man? First off, was that running in prime shape or what, dude, for your park? Holy crap.
It was real good shape. The pins, a couple of the holes, the pins were pretty solid, too, for the tournament. I was pretty pleased with some of the pin placements and how difficult it made some of the holes.
Yeah, you don't think I had that set up? I said, Greg, I said, move the tees all the way up to gettable spots and make the some of the pin placements miserable as fuck. I said, let's make it fun. Let's make it fun. So look at my boy Matty. I love it. I love it. So Adam, I want you to go down and tell me every eagle chance you had first off on that course with your 300-yard drives. I mean, first of all, actually, let me start here. What was your every scramble team kind of has a way they go about their business. So bring me back to the first hole. Who teed off for you guys? And like, who was your anchor? Who was your best putter of the day? Break it down for me, Adam. You start, and then we'll go to Gio, and then we'll go to Matt.
Well, I think the first hole, we ended up having Gio go first on the par 3 15th. What hole did we start on? 13th hole we started off. Gio went first and put one close. Oh, no, he was short. And then I think Matt went second, and Tom went third, and I was fourth.
So you're the anchor. You're definitely the anchor. And you started off with a birdie?
We started off with a par. We hit, first off, starting on a scramble on a par 3 after all of our old asses hadn't warmed up. we were getting used to it. So I know the three were a little short, and I ended up putting it in the back of the green, and we just missed the birdie, and we ended up getting a par on the first hole.
So then you went on to the easier stretch of Freer Park, which is 14 through 18. That's where I score when I play Freer Park.
Yeah,
is on that back end. So do you put some birdies together? Maybe an eagle on 15?
Well, actually, now that I think about it, we birdied 13, we parred 14, and then on the 15th hole, that short par 5, I had a big drive down the middle. We had about 165 yards to the pin, and I remember putting a 7-iron to about 2.5 feet, and we ended up eagling. So we were 3 under after 3 to start the round.
You son of a bitch.
That's
son
it.
of a bitch. Gio. Now, Gio, I know Gio he is money with his putter. He's money with his putter. He's a beef like guy, but I know that you use some of Gio's putts. I know you did.
Definitely
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we used a lot of them.
Yeah.
I already know. I wasn't even with you guys. And I already know. And then you probably used a bunch of Wilgocki's mid-iron games, I'm assuming, from when you were 140, 150 out.
We used a lot of his. He was good at pitching the shots from inside 60 yards. He did a lot of little low spinners right next to the pin, so that was helpful on that.
And then was Paulie Proshop there just for moral support, or did he put some?
No. He hit some good balls out there today, Saturday. I think the highlight of the day though was Pretty Boy.
That one got me good, bro.
Pretty boy.
Oh my god!
No, we were on hole 1, and the actual hole 1, I hit my drive over to the left side fairway, and Tom actually hit his really good, but it hit the cart path and almost went into the road pin high on 1. So we took mine just because of it ended up being a bad decision, but we took our shot, and Gio gets up there with a wedge to try to pitch one on, and as he's about to swing, a car goes by and goes, pretty boy.
Oh, that first road hole, I'll tell you what, growing up playing on that road hole, more people have yelled shit out to me like, what are you saying, dude? This is golf. Like, I feel like I want to yell. I feel like I'm what's his name on Happy Gilmore. Like, who are you people in Troy driving up this road?
Yeah.
God.
It was funny because Gio was so mad for like 6 straight holes.
There's some asshole yelling at him. I get it, man. I get it. But yeah, there's a picture right there of the Fore Horsemen and Mikey and I. It was funny, actually. I was yelling for Pete to take the picture. I said, hurry up, take the fucking picture, because Paul was like, or I keep calling him Paulie Proshop, his real name is Tom. Tom was like,
it's Paulie Proshop, bro.
It is borderline giving me a rub and tug. It was like, my family's gonna be listening to this, so I got to be PG, but he was trying to get me to laugh, and behind that sign, his hand was tickling my inner thigh, just getting me to laugh, and it was no.
That's it. You could tell. You could tell in that picture too, with that smile of his. He's up to he's up to some Diddy. He's up to some Diddy stuff.
Some Diddy stuff. No harm, no foul. We're both happily married, and it was funny though. It was a funny part of the day. But I was like, hurry the fuck up and take this picture, Pete. I was like, this guy. I had a big old grin on. That was a true smile. What'd you say, Maddie? What'd you say, Matt?
It sounds like a happy romance.
It kind of was. I was telling him to hurry up, but I kind of wanted it to keep going at the same time. So,
PG.
Yeah, man. No. But it was a great day, guys. I really can't thank you guys enough for joining a second year. We're gonna keep this thing going. We had 104 total golfers. Can you guys believe that? 104 golfers.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You can tell how close they had the carts parked to each other when we got there.
You could, I know. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. But I think I sent you guys the figure. Did I send that in the group text to you guys? I don't think I did, actually.
No.
We raised a nice chunk. I'm not going to say the exact number on air, but we are able to up the scholarship fund this year for the kid. So with a nice cushion for next year, with a startup cushion for next year. So that's awesome that we were able to announce that we're upping that scholarship fund, or the award a couple $100, just in my uncle's name. We got to always remember what this is all about. My uncle was a great man. He always pushed the trade school for kids. Really is really important, man. He passed away 6 years ago now. It seems like yesterday. But I know Gio's kind of in the business and Tom's in the business. One thing I'll repeat it on this podcast. I was talking to Tracy about it. It's funny because he did all the subcontracting for RPI, a huge college, but it's kind of like funny because he always put his shoe on the other foot and said, the world needs kids that go to trade school more than RPI and these big tech schools. Listen, there's a spot for the tech schools and everything, and for these kids, it's good for them. They want to do what their passion. But my uncle used to always say, we're always going to need carpenters, we're always going to need electricians, we're always going to need plumbers, we're always going to need hairdressers. We're always going to need, every trade there is. It's going to be hands-on. But no matter what you do, a machine cannot take those jobs away from, those hands-on work of something my uncle truly believed in and was passionate about. So it's awesome. This is the 6th year that we are able to give an award on award night at Tamarac High School, a small little high school that we all went to here in Brunswick. And it goes to a kid, man. And it's like I said, it was always $1,000. We're going to up it to $1,200. So hopefully the kid could at least get a laptop and get his trade school started. So it's awesome. It's an awesome cause, and it's an awesome thing for the Morizio family, keeping my Uncle John's name rolling because he loved golf. Golf, and you'll hear the podcast. Golf and skiing were his two passions, and my passion is golf. So I figured if I could keep his name rolling in this golf tournament, we're going to keep it rolling. And next year, we're going to go bigger, baby. We're going to go bigger. And next year, I promise you guys, by the way, there will be food for you guys next year at the end. I had it out with a couple. We're not going to go back into it. It has nothing to do with Fore Park Golf Course. Two totally separate businesses. But they flopped on the pizza end. Sorry, guys, if you guys did not get a chance to eat. There was a lot of people that were hungry that came in, a lot of hungry golfers. And again, we apologize for that. We were trying to keep things, that tournaments, there's not many tournaments for $100, right, Adam?
No.
So at the very beginning of this thing, we were trying to keep it cheap, and we thought pizza was a good idea. We were able to keep it at $100, and we were told that it was going to be unlimited pizza, and in my eyes, and I thought they were just going to keep coming out with, boxes of pizza. I thought I was going to be able to stuff my face 4, 5, 6 slices of pizza, dude. I was ready to go. But next year things are going to be a little different with the food. I think we're going to go have it catered from outside, which is totally Fore Park. They gave us, the okay to do that if we want to just go elsewhere, basically, because all I care about is I told Josh, listen, the course was beautiful. You guys did an amazing job with the tournament, and the park is pristine shape. And I'm personal friends with Greg Tudor, who is a super over there. I mean, they take pride in that course. Course is absolutely beautiful, but they have nothing to do with the restaurant end. So again, my apologies for people that didn't get to eat. I don't know if you guys got to eat. I know it was a mess at the end there, but
I had a plate.
You had a plate? All right, you were good.
Yeah,
Maddie,
they say when you play golf and you shoot less shots, you are at the clubhouse earlier. So
okay, so you got to eat first. But yeah, I just think the bottom line, the food was good. Again, it wasn't the quality. The quality was good. I just feel like they couldn't keep up with 104 people. Bottom line.
No, I mean, we could have just had somebody there, probably just limiting everybody to 2 slices or whatever the limit was. But I saw some people with like 6 or 7 on their plate, like like they haven't eaten in 3 days.
That was the whole point. That was what we said. It's unlimited. It should have been that. It should have been. We told everybody it's unlimited pizza, all you can eat, because we were told that it was unlimited pizza, all you can eat.
Well, they were like 8-cut pizzas and coming out with like 2 of them at a time.
Yes, very unprepared. And what he told me was, he said they could only cook 4 at a time. Well, he should have had like 20 of them prepped and cooked like 80% of the way. Yes, like I buy them from DeFazio's like that all the time. They're like 85% cooked, and all you would have had to do is heat them up for like 5 minutes and just keep bringing them out. And then another thing that pissed me off, and I'm going to say this because it's my podcast, and I'll say it again. They opened the doors up to the guy's leaving in November that runs the Park Pub. So it's going to be all new ownership. What pissed me off is he kept the doors open for hockey players and people coming in from the public when we spent a lot of money, and he should have been solely making sure that my people got fed. And I went in there and I was like, "Are you guys coming out with more pizza?" And he literally said, "Oh, sorry, I got hit with hockey teams coming in for pizza, so you're gonna have to wait." I was like, "What the fuck, dude?" Like, I was pissed off. Like, and I told Greg Tudor that today and Josh how I felt, and they apologized and they said, "I wish there was something I could do on my end," but 2 totally separate businesses. They said bigger and better things to come with Freer Park Food End. They said there's going to be new ownership starting November. So I think the guy was just probably grabbing as much money as he can. He kept the doors open for the public. They came in. They were taking up, the kitchen time when it should have been, we gave them a big check. We gave them a lot of money for us. And I feel like the amount of money we spent for my people, like, they didn't get fed properly. Bottom line, pretty plain and simple. But everybody saw it. The course was beautiful. I have no other complaints other than the food. You guys shot lights out. There was one person chirping saying that I'd like to see it. Listen, they want to go challenge you guys. I think they kind of quieted right down when Matt said, "Let's go out and have a playoff hole right now." So I know. I said, "Listen, this is 2 guys are in champ flight, 1 guy's in A flight."
There was the same group of guys that were saying stuff. I was watching with the corner of my eye while I'm eating, and the same guys, they shot 11 under. I think I don't know exactly what they shot, but I know. Shout out to Kevin, Johnny, and Mitchell and Rob, who shot 14 under, who were in front of us because they gave us competition throughout the day. But those guys were chirping, and then at the end when we got our scratch offs, I just looked at them and I said, "You guys are looking. If you want, let's go play 1,000 a hole." Like, and then they just kind of just smiled and just kind of looked down.
Yeah. No, they got money too. So they could back it up. I know they got money, but it's not about that. That's not what the day is about. It never should be. No. That. And you guys already know that. And I also said that Adam Cahill is one of the most. Adam Cahill and Tom Mayone. Now, and I'm not doubting Matt Wilgocki and Gio, but I've played with those 2 guys, Adam Cahill and Tom Mayone, and they have I don't know the word I'm looking for the game of golf.
The red beard.
When they try to keep everything on the up and up and will call you out, they will call you out if you're doing something wrong. And they will be the most honest people out there. I mean, I've played with them a million times. Gio, what do you think? I mean, about Tommy, about Paulie Proshop.
Yeah, I mean, Tom is big into golf. It's a family thing for him, so he takes it seriously. It's no joke for him.
Yep. Yeah, so I don't think, and I know for a fact with my heart, I think you guys sucked for the day, and you guys came in at 15 under. You guys should have probably came in at 18 under. Pussies.
I mean, some of those pins.
What's wrong with you guys?
Some of those pins are wild.
Yeah. I know.
I'm still thinking about 3. How it was tucked in that top left corner.
Yeah, I told him to do all that, man. I told him to do that. I said, I'm going to have some A flight, champ flight, scratch golfers put together. Make it tough for those guys. I wanted it to be fun. I wanted it to be gettable for you guys on all the par fives. Like you told me that message. You had what? On all the par fives, a 7-iron in on your second shots?
Pretty much, yeah. I would say the only hole would be 11. 11, I think we had a 5-iron in.
Oh, boo-hoo. A 5-iron, not a 7.
Yeah, that was the long drive. I think some guy won it. I don't remember his name, but he took the long drive. It was Adam 9-inch Cahill. That's what it was.
This guy, I've played with him. Can hit the ball a mile.
Yeah, we were all hitting off the tee very well. For the most part.
My wife goes, she goes, I never knew how big Adam actually is of a guy. He's just a big dude. Like, I always just see his face and his and on the video, she's like, when he stood up, I was like, wow. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, that's why I'm like, the kid can hit the ball fucking 300 yards on a good contact. I'm like, he's a big guy.
Baby.
We got another baby
no,
on board.
The thing that made our team good is that Gio would start off. He would hit one down the fairway. He had a little low bangers, and then Matt got up there, hit one in the fairway, and then Tom and I just unleashed, and it worked out. I think we equally used each other's shots throughout the day, so that was a good thing.
Good. That's how a scramble is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, Mikey and I took pride that we went 1 under, baby, but it was basically. I tell everybody this every year. Every year, it is 3 of us with a drunk guy that's just hanging around having fun.
I think that was us this week, too, with Tom.
But you guys got to see a piece of my dad the last hole when you were coming around. You're like, is that Papa Jerry? I mean, he was so in the bag by the 4th hole. He likes it for this tournament for my dad. Him and my Uncle John were best friends. So he's doing shots with family and friends before we even hit the first hole. So he is fucking cocked. Like he's borderline annoying. But again, Mikey tells me let him go, and because I know the golf world and know how everything, what to do. And he's questioning me. What do I use here? What do I do here, Ann? What do I do this? What do I do that? What do I do that? And I always forget he's a lefty as well. So, and he doesn't look behind him. So, like, dude, he almost fucking caught me in the head about 3 or 4 times yesterday too. Like, it was like, watch out. Like, my dad is wild out there. The one time he's got a top flight set of clubs, same set of clubs that he had. He thinks they're the greatest things. And what the fuck's wrong with my clubs? He goes, what's wrong with these things? I hit them good, hit them straight. But yeah, dude, 1 under, Mikey and I, and my father-in-law. My father-in-law also put some shots out there. Shout out Pete. He definitely kept us straight. He put one out there every, not every time, but he was basically our leadoff guy. And if he put one out there, then Mikey and I could really go at it, which it's always fun to do, knowing that you got a safe ball out there. You know what I mean? You got a safe ball.
I mean, that's a solid score. I mean, we just had an all-star team. I mean, I put it together months ago because
you asked me if it was okay to do that. I remember you asked for permission. I said, you guys are all paying customers. I don't give a shit. Bring it.
Yeah.
You're like, do you care if I put this team together and we come and win this thing or what? I'm like, no, dude. But with that said, I am challenging anybody to put a team together, and this is their 2nd year in a row winning this thing. And again, if anybody wants to challenge these 4 and go out there and play them for a couple holes, they'll prove it. They're no joke. These fucking. I get pissed off sometimes.
Give us a call. We'll play you. We'll play a 4-on-4.
I have no doubt in my mind. I thought 15 under was low for the course because they were all right. So they were tough pin placements, but I made sure they were all reachable for you as well. I mean, you guys should have been on the at least on the front end on the 5th hole, right?
The only issue with that is putting us off the white tee box. There's everybody's disadvantage when every guy on the team pretty much carries 280 and rolls out over 300. Yeah. You got problems.
Well, that's come on, that's part of the fun. That's why I do that, man. Come on, you guys should have fun too. You guys are allowed to have fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I mean, I've never really played whites ever at Freer Park, so it was exciting to just play the whites. Some of the holes, were a lot different than I'm used to, but overall, the blues and whites are not completely separate. I mean, the par threes played a little easier because they're about 20 yards shorter than what they were. So 8-iron, 7-iron used to be a 5 or a 4 even on some of those holes, depending on the wind, but. Overall, it was fun. I mean, the pins. If the pins were in easier spots, we probably would have been 20 under.
20, yeah. The possibility was there. I know it was.
Yeah, I even told these guys the day before. I said, "Listen, guys, I want to just roast this entire field tomorrow." And bring the heat,
Johnny,
and then including Johnny, who was running his mouth, and he got slapped. He got slapped and sent home like a little baby. But I told these guys that if we shoot 20 under, they're all going to get a free membership to the tour. So there were a little motivation. But those pins were solid. I mean, there was a lot of you really had to be very tender on some of those putts, or even where you place the ball. What is that? What's that hole? Number 8. I mean, my gosh.
Yeah, nearly impossible.
I mean, there was we did have one hole where we did struggle, and I think it was 8, where all of our pitch shots hit the left side of the green, and we tried to hit the rough to stop it, and it just kept rolling all the way around.
There's no stopping it on that hole. There's
really
a tough
not at all, unless you played it like in the right rough and you came in that way. But we were in the middle of the fairway and we had no chance, so we had to take a ball on the front fringe that Gio put in the front, and we tried to make that putt. And I think 3 out of I think we had to use a mulligan there out of a few that we had, because one, I think Gio lipped out, and then it rolled like 26 feet.
Yeah. And I think I still had to make a fucking 10-footer with our mulligan.
Yeah.
I think we only we had a par in that hole because I think one of the guys' ball slowed up in a divot or something. I think it just stopped, and Tom ran up there and threw a mark down because I think it went to a ball mark.
Yeah, you were punished if you missed a couple of those putts. You definitely were punished. The other one was God, what was it? 11.
9 was tough too. 9 was almost similar
brutal.
to 8.
9, and then Johnny had an 8-incher for almost had a hole in one that hole.
The 9th hole, the 12th hole, the par 5. It was on the shelf. That was a really tough pin placement.
Well, there's a lot of them that were right on the spine. So if you didn't hit a putt the right speed, it would break off and just be nowhere near the hole, or it was just they were challenging.
It would punish you if you missed it. So you really had to put it at the right spot. But you guys are all good players, good putters. I have no doubt in my mind about your score. I really appreciate you guys hopping on tonight for a few minutes, guys. Really, really excited about Nationals. I know Adam is heading down tomorrow.
That's it.
Drive safe, Adam. We need you down there, buddy. So don't do anything crazy. What did you say? What's the combo? Skittles nerds and
nerds. That's it. nerds and Red Bull. That's
nerds and Red Bull, and you just go right through.
Nerds and crack.
That's it, man. I'm telling you, if you're driving, get a pack of nerds, because they're gonna keep you up. You have like a handful every 30 minutes, and you'll be just fine.
All right.
That's herpes medicine.
That's it.
Well, the rest of us don't have the luxury of going down to Hilton Head a week early. So
I'm going to Myrtle Beach first. Heading to Myrtle Beach tomorrow, and then got a tea time Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, all the way up until I leave on the 20th. So we're gonna have a lot of golf. I got my courses set. Johnny can't wait to go play some of them. The TPC Myrtle Beach, I'm taking him to, so he's excited for that.
Amazing.
Yeah, you got to get his swing toned down. He's swinging too hard again.
Yeah, he's a 5'4" gorilla. So
we gotta get
all right. Time. Well, you boys be safe. Safe travels down south. Gio, I will see you next week down south. Really looking forward to it. Matty Wilgocki, go get your headset on. Hold on. Actually, before we get off, you got to tell me what this picture's all about.
I like that thing.
What were you doing here, bro?
I'm watching VR porn.
Oh, that was 6 a.m.
He's in that office. He's in that back room.
What was happening?
Probably
You were
played
on point.
quite a few at that point.
You had a few rounds in you. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I love it, boys. I love it.
Training. He was in the training room.
All right. I'm going to close this thing out with my video I made for the tournament. And again, I really appreciate everybody that was a part of the amazing day. And I thank everybody for listening to another episode of the Upstate Golf Guys Podcast. Have a good night, everyone.
Later, fellas.
Deuce.